Welcome to the Flynn Brothers podcast. I'm John.
And I'm Jimmy. Today's big idea. Everybody ends up wearing glasses.
We wear glasses all day, every day. We'll dive into how we first learned we needed them and why we don't really wear contacts.
Later, John gives us a brief history of glasses while we mull what different types of frames communicate about a person.
Finally, we do a draft of the coolest fictional and non-fictional people to wear glasses.
It's all coming up. But first, here's the Solons.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Glasses. We both wear them.
Correct.
That's right. We do every day. We wear them. We're glasses guys, you would describe us as.
Right.
When did you make the transition to wearing them all the time?
High school. I was first prescribed glasses, I think, in 7th grade. I could feel my eyes getting worse, and I was squinting at the board, and I got a pair of glasses in 7th grade. But you and I, we went to a kindergarten through 8th grade school, and you're with the same students year after year after year for like 7, 8 years. And I just couldn't quite stomach my last kind of year at this school where I'd grown up and known everyone suddenly becoming Mr. Glasses.
Yes.
So my last year, I was kind of squinting at the board, and I had my glasses in my desk, and maybe if no one was looking, I sat in the back. I'd occasionally slip them on. But once I graduated and then went to high school, I'm just like, all right, first day of high school, I'm just going to wear glasses. And I kind of think I showed up and would just wear them in class and maybe got a couple comments, but I was like, whatever. Like, no one really cared. And then I just started wearing them all the time. And I haven't looked back since.
That's good. I remember same sort of story. I remember there was very distinctly, I would say, I just need them in class. I just need them in class because I didn't want them holding me back out on the court. You know, I loved playing basketball, saw myself as an athlete at that time. And glasses and being an athlete, they don't mix. But I remember I was wearing my glasses in class, and then it was the end of the day, and I was like, I think I'm just going to keep my glasses on, and I'm going to walk downstairs, and I'm outside, and I'm seeing my school as I've never seen it before in years. I'm walking down the stairs, and a girl is like, "Hey, John, you're still wearing your glasses." And I was like, oh yeah, these things that I don't really need.
My peepers.
My
Yeah,
peepers,
I don't need
yeah.
these,
I'll bring
yeah.
those back to the class. I just need those for the board.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time that I put glasses on, it was like, oh wow, I needed these.
Yes. No, it's like a miracle pill. It's like when your TV or internet's buffering and then it just snaps from staticky and glitchy into HD. It's, once you got it, you never go back.
And for a while, I wore contacts. I would say I wore contacts mostly through high school. Now I mostly just wear them if I'm doing something athletic, or when we did sketch comedy more, I would wear them occasionally to make myself like more versatile. But you have never worn contacts. Have you ever even tried?
The optometrist once held me down, pried my eyes open Clockwork Orange style, and stuck the contacts in. I just told her, I was like, I can't touch my eyeball with my finger. And she was like, well, maybe we could try. And I was like, all right, I'll try it. And I was like, I don't like it. And she's like, I'll try now. I was like, I don't like it. It was the same thing in the old days with the optometrist. To I think take a scan of your eyeball, or they had to put this wand up to your eye and poke your eye with it. And I would cry, and I can't, I'd have anxiety attacks. I'd be like, I can't do it. And it would just be trial and error. And then now you just put your eye into a little thing and it just scans it digitally. So it's much easier going to the optometrist now. They're not sticking crap in my eyes. So, but yeah, I cannot do it. It's a phobia. What can I say? I'm weird. I don't like touching my eyeball.
it's technically, you're touching the contact, which touches your eyeball. But it took me probably like an hour or two when I first got contacts. But I was just dead set on learning how to get them into my eye. But now,
first of all, that is also just, I gotta just stop you there. You're not touching your eye. You're touching the contact that is touching your eye. That is like telling a woman, we didn't have sex. I was wearing a condom. You had sex with the condom that was on my penis. We didn't have sex. You had sex with a condom. What are you talking about? You're touching your eyeball.
Fair enough. I don't really wear them too often now. I find they make my eyes just unpleasantly dry, and I've very much just grown accustomed to glasses. I started wearing them more in college. When I do wear contacts, though, I do feel like a different guy. I've been playing basketball, pickup basketball, with sort of the same community of fellas for about 3 years now. They don't know I wear glasses.
Yes. I find this a fascinating phenomenon. Like, I grew my beard in my early 20s and have had it since. And there's people who've, my fiance, for instance, has only ever known me as a man with a beard. Whereas there were 20 years where I was not a man with a beard. I just find that is so fascinating how people know you in certain contexts and certain times in your life.
And I think I'm the same person. Like, I think I'm basically the same guy. But sometimes you catch a glimpse of myself. I'll catch a glimpse of myself when I'm wearing contacts, and I'm like, who is that guy? Like, my features feel so much sharper to me. I feel like glasses offset your face in a way and are even more expressive sometimes than your eyes are. Like, what type of glasses you choose.
Yes, they kind of give you a new face. It's a face on a face. Your face looks totally different if you have glasses versus not having glasses. And for some people, like, you look better with glasses. For some people, we're so used to you with glasses, you look insane without glasses, right?
I'd say the number one example of that is Larry David.
Yes,
if
100%.
ever see a photo of Larry David without his glasses, it's all wrong. His eyes look wrong, like they're very small. The glasses give his face, I think, a better symmetry.
A balance. There's a season of Curb where the first episode of the season after, the show's come back from a year or whatever, it's him in the ocean. And he has a near-death experience where he almost drowns, and he's not wearing his glasses. So you haven't seen the show in a while, and then the show just comes back, and Larry David's not wearing his signature glasses, and it's like very unsettling. You're like, it's like you have sea legs or you're off balance or something,
And then the other side of that is there are people who we know for not wearing glasses, and then when you see them in glasses, it's quite jarring. I'd say the number one example of this is NBA players.
Yes. It's very much like a fashion statement. Shaquille O'Neal, I think, is a good example of this, where on the inside the NBA show he'll wear them, but again, all his highlights from his career, he's never wearing glasses. LeBron too will also in press conferences and media appearances have them. So it is. It's almost like Clark Kent, isn't it? In a way, where it's like, there's kind of this glasses side of their personality. I guess that applies to you too. When you're on that basketball court, you're Superman, but otherwise you're meek Clark Kent.
Yeah, I think too, there is something to choosing your glasses. And this is something that I didn't really wrap my head around until somewhat recently. Essentially, for glasses, you want to choose a type of frame that is a contrast to the shape of your face.
Right.
If you have a rounder face, you choose a more square frame. If you have a more angular face, you choose a frame that's slightly more rounded. So, free little tip out there for anybody who wants it.
The other thing though is I have a rounder face, and they've told me get square frames but not too square, because you don't want it too sharp of angles. So it's kind of soft square, but then you don't want too round, because then it's just you're just a series of round shapes and spheres. So it's a tricky balance. I would suggest anytime you go to the optometrist or a Warby Park or something, ask someone, the person working there, ask them what they think and what they suggest. They usually have very good ideas. I pretty much always buy a pair of glasses that is suggested by someone, because you in your head think, ooh, I'm going to try the clear frames, or ooh, frameless, or no, really big frames, thick frames, 60s style. And it just, everything you imagine in your head looks terrible. So it's always trust the professionals.
Yeah, it's kind of like the wand selection in Harry Potter, where you're just like you put it on and you're like, nope, no, that is
Right,
not the
right.
one. No, not that one. This one, perhaps. Interesting. Yeah, and it's basically glasses become something that blends into your face. Almost
Yes.
if you wear it often enough, sometimes people don't even really like see it on you. That's just your look, and then
Right.
the absence of it is what's strange.
What does the guy say when Harry grabs the wand and he does everything goes nuts in the store? What is it?
like,
Curious.
Definitely not that one. Oh, when he gets the
When he
same
gets
one
the
as
one that
Voldemort
works, the one, yeah.
Curious, very curious.
Yeah, I was trying to remember that line.
That's what you say.
Creepy old bastard, isn't he?
Mr. Ollivander.
Yeah.
That is what you say when you finally find the glasses for you. You and I are both tortoiseshell frame guys.
Yes, I would say our glasses are too similar right now. I, in the past, did kind of more square black frames. But the black, I have a ruddier complexion. I have brown hair. It kind of just didn't work with everything. There were some pairs that looked okay. I had a pair of kind of tortoiseshell on top with kind of a gold frame on the bottom. Those are pretty good. When I was younger, I had like kind of more navy blue. But the kind of this sort of shape tortoiseshell is kind of what I'm doing. But it's been your look for a while. So I kind of appropriated your look. And now we're sort of in this limbo where, we hang out. We got our podcast. We're good buddies. And we got the similar glasses. And, I think for people, it's getting a little hard to tell us apart,
Sure. Maybe there's a difference or two if real nitpickers could find.
Right.
But yeah, the glasses, I think, too, I think these are the glasses that suit your face the
Yes.
best. And, we have throughout our lives tried to choose things that contrast with our brother for the purpose of people not mixing us up. But at a certain point, there's only so many options and there's only so many things that look good. So tortoiseshell frames actually did used to be made out of tortoise shell.
That does not surprise me. That makes a lot of sense.
Same with horn-rimmed glasses, also used to be made out of horn. But, tortoise shell, it used to be thought of as sort of like a luxury thing that you would inlay. Louis the 16th famously had cabinets that were inlaid with this. In the 1920s, tortoise shell, they are used by, such fashion icons as Steve McQueen. That was where the Q
That was where that cue came from.
icons. And then Jackie O as well. So it's this sort of subtle understated.
What is
luxury.
is this a brief history? A tortoise shell?
Very, very brief history.
Okay,
We'll get into a
okay,
longer
all right.
brief history later. 1973, can you guess what they're outlawed for?
Animal cruelty.
You got it. Now they're formed out of acetate, which is a type
Yes.
of plastic,
Yes.
and they're sort of made in a way to mimic the unpredictable nature.
Or
of tortoise shell.
as you might have said 30 seconds ago, aquatate.
Yes. Now we move on to wire rims. Wire rimmed glasses. What are your instinctual feeling about a wire rimmed glasses?
These are very thin frames.
Yes.
They tend to be circular frames. I kind of associate them with. I think they probably come in different shapes, but I always
Sure.
imagine them as sort of kind of the Harry Potter glasses, very thin.
Yes. John Lennon. Yeah.
Yes, easily broken if a bully knocks them off your face and steps on them. I need kind of a robust frame for my very masculine, dashing face. So the wire rims. way to keep it together. The wire rims don't really work so well with me, but with a fella like you with a very thin, feminine face, I think it works just absolutely fabulously.
I found I had wire rim glasses for a while. I found that they were easily bent. I didn't like having metal that close to my
Yes.
face in case something, an accident were to befall me.
What
Also,
does that mean?
like a ball hitting you in the face or
Oh,
somebody
like get
accidentally.
stabbed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It hurts more than plastic.
Acetate.
Yeah, they also, unless you're really getting it out of a high quality metal, the metal is going to degrade. And then they also come with the nose guards or whatever, typically they don't sit flush on your face like plastic rims do, which I prefer. It's sitting it flush right on your face.
Yeah, the nose guards can dig in a bit, and you get these little indents in your nose. I don't have a perfect fitting pair of glasses, so I've actually bought these silicone sleeves. I think they're called temple sleeves, and you put them over the part that goes above your ear, and it helps kind of hold them in place. And I really like those a lot. These are really wonderful.
God, we deserve just a sock straight in the stomach, don't we?
4 eyes.
Yeah. To me, wire rims, which are often used, I think, to minimize the appearance of glasses on your face. To me, they're either like kind of too nerdy. Like I think they look a little too nerdy, or sometimes it's like you see celebrities often go with the wire rim, and to me, it feels a little try hard. It's like, right, okay, you got glasses on, good for you.
I don't like fake glasses as a fashion statement.
Oh yeah,
that bugs me. I don't know if you had carved out a whole segment dedicated to
you
this.
You can go
or
for
not.
it right here if you like.
I get it. Fashion's a playground. It's a sandbox, but it's a disability in a way. What I have to wear these things. I cannot touch my eyeball. I'm too big of a wuss. Okay, so I have to wear these things. And people cosplaying in glasses who don't need them, they'll sometimes wear them without even the glasses. It's just the frames, right? And that's especially egregious. So I don't enjoy my culture, if you will, my disability being appropriated for fashion purposes.
It's not your costume. Yeah, I think this hit a peak heyday sort of in the teens of the 2000s, 2010s or so, kind of the Obama years were the big fake glasses, but we've moved past that. Black acetate lenses, so like our glasses, but black. These, to me, I think are mostly acceptable on people in high fashion. Edna Mole is, I think, the most famous person who has them, and to me, they're just a little bit much. Black. I mean, most people, I think, don't necessarily have a complexion that goes great with black glasses.
We're more earth tone guys. Blacks and whites tend to look good on people who are more tan or darker skinned, or people who are like very pale skinned, and we're kind of in the middle, so we're a little more earth tony. So we gotta our blues, our browns, our greens. That's kind of where we gotta be hanging out, those zones.
Yeah, earth tony seems like a guy you could buy something from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, go check out. Go over to Earth Tony. He's got a great deal going right now. Clear acetate, the clear lenses. To me, these are mad scientist glasses. They're like, what are you? You're a crazy man. Not only the glasses are clear, but the frames are clear as well.
Yes, this was a hot girl in late 2010s look as well. I remember when I was in college, there were a lot of girls who started doing this, and even when we first moved to LA, this was a thing as well. Like you said, they're super nerdy, super mad scientists. So I think it was I think gorgeous women will sometimes do this thing where it's like, what's the ugliest thing I can wear and see if I'm still hot. And it just seemed like one of those things, and you'd walk by and you'd be like, hey, wow, you did it. Congrats, right?
It's like rucking if you're a strong guy. It's like, can I still get up this mountain if I have 40-pound vest on me? I did actually have a pair of somewhat clear. The front of them were clear. The sides were sort of grayish. What I had, though, were they were transition lenses on top of that. So they kind of looked cool. They were like sunglasses with it. However, transition lenses, you and I both have had them. I transitioned away from them. I just think that they're too often in between being full sunglasses or full regular glasses. And there just isn't a space in society for people with slightly tinted lenses, even though I would argue on a practical level they are the best.
Practically, they were the greatest thing in the world, particularly with the Los Angeles sun. I was just like, these rock. I don't care that I look like the biggest dweeb in third grade. The alternative looking cool with transition glasses is the permanent kind of tinted lenses, sort of the Robert Downey Jr. at Comic-Con, the tinted red, the tinted green, the whatever. Again, I just don't want to see the world through green or red. I want to see the world through as close to reality as possible. to be frank, when you wear glasses, you are getting a augmented version of reality, just because your version of reality is crappy and blurry, so you have to augment it a bit. But yeah, like tinted glasses, they are awesome, like particularly if you're outside a lot and going from inside to outside a lot. But yeah, I don't know, again, it's maybe too much of an augmentation. You want it as close to normal reality as possible.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's just also I think anything that's practical, like extremely practical, is dorky. Like the most practical shoes, dorky. The most practical pants, cargo pants, dorky.
Cell phone holder on the belt.
Yeah.
Yes. Why should I dig around my pocket? Why shouldn't I just grab it off my belt like I'm Batman getting a batarang?
Dorky. The last one is colorful lenses, a color other than clear black or sort of this brown gold that we have. I think that one looks best on older people, I would say, as like it's like a great way to signal to people, I'm still hip. I still have, some fashion sense about me and some whimsy.
They're tough to color coordinate with. It's you have to have the right complexion, the right color matching to it. I also think like you kind of need multiple of them to color coordinate. So it's like if you have a bright red, you probably also need a more like neutral, like black or brown. And then maybe you can have like a yellow or another kind of crazy color. But it's like to just have the one pair be like, fire engine red is quite a dice roll.
Yeah, it's certainly a bold choice. Our mom has had colorful lens frames now for many years, and I think it goes well with what she's bringing to the party. It lets people know, hey, I'm fun, I'm quirky,
Yes.
Here I come, that kind of a
I'm
thing.
not so self-serious about wearing glasses. Yes.
Have you ever had a my glasses moment, to courtesy of Velma Dinklage?
Dinkley, I believe.
Dinkley,
Yeah, you're
excuse
thinking
me,
of Peter Dinklage. That'd be if she married Peter Dinklage. She'd be Velma Dinklage.
Boy.
No, not really. I guess every single morning I wake up and I'm patting around my nightstand is my glasses. When I've been playing basketball, like we played one-on-one or whatever, been knocked off and knocked to the ground, and that it's not so much like my glasses, I need him to see. It's more like, oh, Jesus, is this going to cost me $200?
Yes.
That is when it's like, oh, my glasses, no. Like, it's more like not, like I can squint my way home if I have to drive, but it's like, it's more just, oh, God. I really should have a backup pair. I only have one pair, and that's pretty stupid.
Yeah, I am somewhat in the same boat. I have not a very attractive backup pair. It's an old beat-up pair of glasses. I have twice had glasses broken off my face, both times being accidentally sort of hit in the face, and that is not a pleasant occurrence. There's a reason why they say you wouldn't hit a guy with glasses. All right, we will get deeper into why people need glasses and how they were made right after the break. Okie doke. The next huge chunk, well, not huge, but decent sized chunk of this episode is segment.
We call them segments.
Is that
here
what
on
we
the
call them?
podcast. Not a huge chunk of the episode.
Big time chunk part. Anyway, what's coming up is now a fairly not so brief history of glasses. So first, what happens to our eyes when they see blurry? Why do we see blurry? This was a question I asked myself.
No clue.
Your eye works like a camera. Light reflects off the things that you see, bounces through your cornea, the round part of your eye that bends light, through the iris that regulates the amount of light, then the lens, what focuses your eye on an object. It hits your retina, which is made of rods and cones.
Yes, I remember rods and cones from when they were poking my eye with a wand. Yeah.
Yeah, see, well, you got to get in your rods here, your cones. It's so funny that you have like retina, iris, lens, all of these sound
Yes,
like good
yes.
things. And they're like, yeah, they're rods and cones.
That's just
The rods and the
nuts.
cones then send the information through your optic nerve through your brain. This is a product of roughly 100 to 500 million years of evolution. So a really rather quite the feat of nature.
It's stunning. Yeah, I remember in like a high school biology or anatomy class learning about it. It is just some things with science you're just unfathomable, just so staggering.
Totally gobsmacked. So anyway, human eyes, let's just do a brief detour into evolution. Human eyes excel at high resolution, color rich daytime vision. So basically during the daytime, that's when your eyes are at the best. They are masterful at capturing detail. So that's what the human eye is best at. Useful for hunter-gatherers, you know? Oh, hey, that little thing that's moving in the brush, that's a rabbit. Let's go hunt that. Oh, those berries over there, we can eat those, etc., etc.
Let's see, where's Waldo? There he is at the beach under the umbrella next to the other guy dressed like him. Good.
Perfect. So we see 4 to 7 times more detail than dogs and cats. We have great eyes for detail compared to most animals. In distance, we are outpaced by eagles. In night vision, we are outpaced by cats. Snakes can see heat, and flies have a much higher frame rate than we do, meaning they basically see us moving in slow motion. So that's why whenever you try to slap a fly, it always gets away without any trouble at all. Okay, why do people need glasses? Basically, the shape of our eye, either the lens or the cornea, warps, and so light no longer perfectly hits those rods and cones in the retina anymore. And so we get a blurry vision. And what glasses do is they bend light so that it hits our rods and cones where they're supposed to.
Man, yeah, that's awesome. I just thought you could see good with them.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, kind of neat, isn't it? It's
Very
really,
cool.
really rather remarkable.
How did we not even, go to Google any of this? Here we've been wearing glasses, almost 20 years and we haven't done it. Come on.
Some reasons why you have a podcast. Now you
Yeah,
can
there
look
you
into the
go.
stuff you never thought you needed. So nearsighted, what does nearsighted mean? Do you know?
You can see things that are close to you.
Perfect. So then farsighted means
You can see things that are far away. I am nearsighted. Are you as well?
we both are
we
nearsighted.
can see close but not far.
Yes. Take your glasses off right now.
Okay, yeah.
How far away do things get before they start getting blurry for you? That is, Will Slade is holding up a piece of paper about 6 feet away. I can barely tell there are words on it, and there are many words.
Probably like maybe between 2 and 3 feet.
2 and 3 feet.
2 and 3 feet.
Will
I
is
would
holding
say.
paper closer and closer. I still
see
can't read it.
this.
It's probably within 3 feet of us now. I can't see.
Yeah, I mean it's probably 2 feet. It starts getting blurry.
I'd
I
say
guess.
about 1.5 feet is where.
You know what I'm
my-
thinking? Not wearing my glasses. My glasses.
My glasses. All right, let's get 'em back
Let's
on.
dinkly these back on, huh?
Let's get the safety blanket there.
How about that little treat for the viewers on YouTube there? But if you're listening, you didn't miss a thing. You're still getting the good stuff here.
Yes, indeed. Concave lenses help the nearsighted, so our glasses are both concave. Convex help the farsighted. As people get older, their lens stiffens, which makes it difficult to see up close. So your it's hard for you to focus up close. So that's why people need reading glasses. That's hence the title of our episode. Everybody ends up needing glasses or wearing glasses, as it were. So eventually your ability to see up close, it goes away. How many Americans would you guess need glasses daily?
Percent or
Sure, you can do percent.
I would say a third.
It's more like half. 164 million Americans need glasses
Wow.
daily.
Wow.
Estimates say half the world will be nearsighted by 2050.
Half the world will be nearsighted by 2050. Is there a reason for this?
I think it's because you used to get selected out by natural selection
For
because
sure.
you would be eaten by the tiger you didn't see coming.
These damn Four Eyes keep having kids ruining our country.
Exactly. So it's a evolutionary defect
Of course.
that no longer threatens your survival because we have found ways to combat it.
Those damn screens too, I don't think are doing any favors for our eyeballs either.
I would have to agree with you there. Humans have long used glass lenses to magnify words on a page. In the 1st century, the Roman playwright Seneca is credited with the first to do this. He used a globe filled with water.
Interesting. I believe it was the Assyrians who first invented the magnifying glass.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that? I'll give it to you. You're a history teacher. Pliny the Elder, the famous historian.
Good beer as well,
Yes.
named after him.
He recorded that Emperor Nero used tinted, bejeweled lenses to watch gladiators. However, we hadn't quite mastered UVA/UVB polarization at this time, so it is thought more for
suppose not.
fashion sense.
Very cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
it didn't really block out the sun. They are invented for real glasses in the 13th century Italy by glass blowers. They bend light to, match the misshapen lens and cornea. And the way that they do it is they're grinding it with stones to get it just right. So that is the first thing that they do. They were framed in metal, leather, or bone, and they were meant to sit on the nose. So you've seen like Teddy
Yes,
Roosevelt,
yes.
where there's these, I believe it is said, pince-nez. It means pinch nose in
I
French.
see,
So they
see.
pinch your nose, and that's how they stay in place. And everybody obviously was self-conscious about it because they are easily removable and tucked into your pockets.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. They're your peepers.
They're your beepers. In China, they hold them in place with ribbons that had weights that went behind your ears.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, so you're kind of...
It was like people who cycle, like on bikes, and they have that little headband that connects their glasses. Yeah.
Yes. In the 18th century, London optician Edward Scarlett invents his metal hooks that go around your ears to hold glasses in place. So for mathematicians out there, that's 500 years
Yeah.
after we invented glasses. How did it take that long to get ones that would stay on your face?
That is crazy, man. Yeah, it is always just so funny. But hey, there's things like that every day where it's like, how did we not think of this? It's like, hey, we didn't even know how glasses worked until 10 minutes ago. We've been wearing them almost 2 decades, Who are we to, cast stones?
Yeah. To me, it indicates people were sheepish about needing glasses. Like they didn't want to admit that they had to wear them all the time. They were just like, oh, I just need them like little peepers every now and again.
I guess
here.
it's admitting you're frail, you're
Yes.
degrading, No one wants to admit that, right?
Well, I think that is the main assumption that came along with glasses. They were seen as needed by those who are physically weak,
Yep.
the clergy, or the elderly. Not exactly an image anyone really wants to be giving off, particularly a fellow like Teddy Roosevelt.
right,
know?
right. You can't walk with a big stick and, carry wimpy old glasses.
Yeah. And I think, too, that glasses more were for people who were like reading or writing, scribes. I don't think you were moving around as much with glasses. I would imagine, too, that our eyes have gotten worse with the increase in glasses technology.
Yes, I would say that is probably correct. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's for those interested in scholarly pursuits, scribes, clergy, etc., as you said.
Speaking of scholarly pursuits, there is, of course, Benjamin Franklin, who in 1784 invents the...
Bifocals.
There we go, bifocals. So this impression of glasses wearers as being physically weak, or the clergy or the elderly, or just basically people who don't count for nothing outside of book learning. This lasts until silent film star Harold Lloyd.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Very well known.
Yes, debuts a character that has no name other than the glasses character.
Those are the good old days of screenwriting, weren't they?
You really could get away with anything.
Yeah.
And he's known for this because they're so rare at the time. There's no one else who is the glasses character. He completely owns it. And so this popularity of this character broadens the American imagination that, hey, maybe people can be worthwhile who actually wear glasses.
Fun fact, Harold Lloyd, we've seen a film of his. Our uncle's a lover of old cinema, and he took us to see Safety Last, which features this very famous sequence where Harold Lloyd climbs a clock tower and is like at one point hanging from one of the hands on the clock. And just if you go on YouTube, watch a scene from it. Very, very tremendous piece of filmmaking. Hats off to fellow glasses wearer Harold Lloyd.
Yes, a brief adjustment of the frames to our good compatriot Harold Lloyd. That is a masterpiece of physical comedy.
Yeah.
I would say if I'm ranking people who made him more and more acceptable in the mainstream, I'd have to put Buddy Holly up next for being the first rock star to wear glasses. I think that's a big sort of glass ceiling that the glasses wearing community had to punch through.
100%. I think a little before, around the same time, we have Clark Kent and Superman. I think on the one hand, you say, okay, well, Clark Kent's the dweeb. Superman's wearing these glasses to fit in with fallible and dweeby society. But hey, it's also the guy who's Superman. So I don't know. There is a level of some masculinity to it, even if he's wearing them to appear less masculine.
Although it does show you the predominant feelings about glasses, that if a guy's wearing glasses, they're like, there's no possible way he could be Superman. He looks exactly like him, but he's wearing glasses. That's a ninny, a wuss.
Lois is like, I can tell you all about Superman. You're my crush on him. You're a glasses wearer. You're sensitive. You don't have interest in me, right?
And then I feel like the final person who really puts it over the top is John Lennon during the hippie movement. I think we can credit the hippie movement and sort of the round-framed, wire-rimmed glasses for making it full-blown, totally acceptable to wear glasses. I think, nothing was more square, obviously, than wearing glasses to the, conservative 50s America. So hippies, this counterculture, glasses, I think, have always sort of been a bit of a countercultural fashion statement.
It was a time of growing civil rights for, evolving racial equality, gender equality, and as you just have established, equality for the glasses wearers.
Yes, indeed. Something I've noticed we're going to go through a big list of famous people who wear glasses or are known for wearing glasses and kind of draft them. But as I was going through this, I noticed that there are far more famous men known for wearing glasses than famous women. What do you attribute this to?
Oh, boy, I don't know. I mean, do men need glasses more than women? I don't think that's necessarily true.
No, to me, I think it's one of the brutal truths about American culture and society is that women are judged much more harshly for their looks. And glasses, although they can be flattering on some people, for the most part are thought of as being less attractive. I mean, it's the hoary cliche to talk about the librarian or the girl next door who has her hair up and she wears glasses and then she takes them off and lets the hair down and ooh la la hubba hubba that sort of happens.
No, it's true. It is true. I think you hit the nail on the head there. You led me into a trap asking me that question. I was ill prepared. So well done. Good theory.
I always like trapping my brother. Here's another trap question. Would you ever consider getting LASIK?
So I'm of two minds. My fiance got LASIK done, and it's good and works well. I think you have to get it every 20 years or something. You have to get it a few times in your life. Our grandfather also got it, and had some complications, like would tear up randomly and just, it wasn't like perfect.
Yeah, one of his eyes wasn't really done well. He still needed to wear glasses.
I'm scared. If I can't touch my eye with my finger, I don't know that I can let a laser beam burn my eyeball. So hats off to anyone who gets it done. If I had a little more courage, maybe I could do it. And I don't know. I don't mind it too much. I think I look okay with glasses. I don't really mind wearing them. I only get annoyed if it rains or I have to clean them more often than I'd like to. But I really don't mind it. I just kind of enjoy it now as part of my personality. And I don't know. Maybe someday I'll want to, get the laser shot in my eye. But what do you think? Would you do it?
I think you do look good with glasses. I think it does
Thank you,
suit
buddy.
you quite well.
Thank you.
I would consider it. It's been sort of maybe more of a financial consideration. I too share the fear that you have considering LASIK, but it is true. Like when I don't wear glasses, I do feel less like myself. Like when I'm wearing contacts, I don't feel like myself because glasses have become such an integral part of who I am and kind of the way that I present myself. And I think that, I would miss almost the look of myself with glasses on if I were to get LASIK.
It is curious. Yeah, I don't know. Something we can continue to weigh
Yeah.
as we move forward in our lives.
Of course, we both look much smarter with them on.
Yes,
there,
absolutely.
That's
Yes. Well, the podcast, there's a lot of things in our favor in regards to our intelligence.
Yes, and we will be putting our wits to the test with an upcoming draft of the coolest / most iconic people to wear glasses right after the break. So this is a fairly loose, free-flowing draft here that we got of the most iconic / coolest / most influential glasses wearers of all time. So you're sort of drafting them, I guess, like you would draft any prospect of any league. You want to see, do they have some historical significance, but also specifically to glasses? Are they known, really, really known for wearing glasses? Did they advance the cause of glasses wearers everywhere? Do they look really cool in their glasses? These are all things that you can use to justify your pick.
You mentioned the word prospect, and I think these are more established people who have they advanced the cause of glasses wearers everywhere, in that these people, by wearing glasses, have shown it's cool to wear glasses, it's acceptable to wear glasses, and you can be a great person wearing glasses. You gave a list here. I kind of went through and kind of ranked who I got kind of my big board, if you will, of people I'm looking at here. We're going to do 5 each. Is that right?
Let's do 5 each, and then maybe
each.
I'll mention a few.
And we'll do some honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And we're just going to go back and forth. No snake draft, just back and forth.
I'll let you have the first pick.
You'll let me go first. Okay. And we can there's a bunch of real people and then there's a few fictional, and I can do either one. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. All right. First pick, to me, perhaps the most iconic person who's ever worn glasses, global phenomenon. Perhaps hasn't made glasses cool, but is super iconic. I'm going to go with Harry Potter.
Ah, yes.
Harry Potter's my number 1 overall pick on the glasses draft. Harry Potter is who I got.
Very good, very good. A great pick. Maybe if his world were our real world, by far the most influential person to ever wear glasses, because he saved, humanity from the evil wizards many, many a time.
When you think glasses, you think Harry Potter. If you're wearing glasses, someone will probably call you Harry Potter. I've been called Harry Potter. You've been called Harry Potter. And
Oh yeah. If you wear round frames, particularly,
yeah, you're gonna get called Harry Potter.
I
There you
can't
go.
count the amount of times people have told me I look like Harry Potter, and it's
Yeah.
like I don't
It's
really-
kind of cool, but
Yeah,
not. So
no.
that was he's not like the coolest dude in the world, but he's, I would say, iconic, iconic, iconic. Or as you might say, iconic.
He is Mr. Glasses, that is for
Yeah.
sure.
All
okay.
right.
I am
up.
also going to go with a fictional character
Oh,
here.
okay.
This may surprise some people, but he just means a lot to me, and I want to snag him. I think you're thinking about snagging him as well. Yeah, baby, Austin Powers. Yeah.
He makes glasses sexy, which I think glasses are not always seen as attractive, right? You lose your glasses to get sexy. With Austin Powers, he has them on.
That's right.
Harry Potter, the wire rims, the circular. Austin Powers, very different. Thick black frames, kind of that 60s style. Very different glasses wearers, but both very, very iconic. That is very, very well done. Okay, good. All right. Well, Harry Potter and Austin Powers are off the board. Yes, I would have liked Austin Powers. That's a shame. All right, my next pick, I am going to go with, again, someone who I think is a little nerdy, but has made glasses very cool. I'm going to go with Larry David. Larry David, an iconic glasses wearer, has basically worn the exact same pair of glasses for, seemingly 40 years. But I especially like, not really in front of the camera on Seinfeld, but really this century has become one of the enduring pop culture icons, and just pretty much like 100% approval rating. Everyone relates to him. Everyone likes him. And I think he's done a lot for glasses wearers.
Despite trying to be like the most unlikable guy of all time is his persona.
Yes. He is not trying to be cool at all, and just is so cool at his effortlessness to be cool. Yeah.
That's great. Great pick. For my second pick, I have to go with perhaps my favorite founding father, and also a man who advanced glasses technology. I'm taking Ben Franklin.
Yeah,
here.
that's a good one. I mean, inventor of the bifocals. That's a tough one to beat.
He's done a lot for glasses.
That's really good. Well, I'm liking.
He, though, if I may, really quickly, he has the very tiny glasses at the end of your nose. That's the Ben Franklin look, which not one you see too often these days.
It's barely a pair of glasses. But we'll count it. My third pick, again, someone you had mentioned. I'm gonna pick this person because they made glasses cool, similar to the Harry Potter glasses. I'm going to go with John Lennon for my number 3 pick. I think he is a iconic glasses wearer. When I think of him, all these people, when you close your eyes and think of them, you imagine them with glasses. When I close my eyes, I see John Lennon, the small glasses, kind of the post-Beatles breakup era, the New York City T-shirt, right? That poster hanging with Yoko. I see the little granny glasses, and he's iconic with them.
I'll give it to you. I think that's a great pick. It was who I was going to go with next if you hadn't taken him. I will. I like a bit, maybe some social relevance here. You're talking with John Lennon. This is a guy who I think maybe looks the best in glasses. Like he has a great look without glasses, but later in his life famously adopts them more. I am going with Malcolm X.
Wow.
I think
Malcolm X.
He looks great in glasses.
He does.
And obviously a very important historical figure.
Fabulous pick.
Yeah.
Looks great in glasses. I had not seen the Malcolm X film until the last year or so, and that is a performance by Denzel, and one of Spike Lee's best. Spike Lee, another great glasses wearer.
Indeed.
Will I draft him? We'll have to see. Okay, that's a great pick. That kind of makes me look like a schmuck for picking these more, Harry Potter, Larry David, these frivolous individuals, and you pick Malcolm X.
I got Ben Franklin on here, but I also took Mr. Frivolous in Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, Ben Franklin, and Malcolm X. That's quite a table of dinner cast you got there, buddy. All right, I'm a little torn on this next one. Let me give it a good hard think here. I feel like I need a little more masculinity. I feel like I need a little more like athleticism, if you will. So I'm going to go with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, famous for wearing goggles on the basketball court, but I will count those as glasses.
Yes.
I actually don't even know if he wears glasses in real life, but when I
No.
close my eyes, I imagine mid to late 80s Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in goggles, and I think those count. I guess they were prescription.
He says that they were purely for protection. He kept getting gouged in the eye, and so
Damn.
that was why he.
See,
but I'm giving it to you.
Yeah, I'm betraying myself a little because he's technically not wearing prescription glasses, but I think if you're wearing them for protection,
Yeah.
that kind of counts. So I am going to, he is the exception. I'm going to pick with my fourth pick, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
All right, very nice. A very nice pick. I think he's a very good one. I am going to go with another man who has a massive impact upon the way that we live our lives today. We could not be recording our podcast without a couple of the inventions that are in his wake. Yes, I am talking about Steve Jobs.
Oh,
Steve Jobs
man,
is my-
that's a good
is
one.
my pick.
That was someone I had on my board. That is a very good pick.
Yes.
That is a very, very good pick.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm not going to let you keep showing me up with the, your hip sort of social justice picks. For my fifth pick, I am going to go with Gandhi.
Yes,
Gandhi.
yes.
We remember
Great
him, right?
Great
He's
pick.
got glasses. You imagine Gandhi? It's
Yeah.
glasses, right? There you go,
He's
buddy.
also another very small lens.
Yes, and a very gentle man. The glasses sort of feed that gentle, peaceful side to him, and I think really help convey what he was all about.
Okay, and so this is my final pick.
your final pick
my
here,
final
buddy.
pick here. There's a few good choices. We'll run through the notable mentions at the end. I think I am going to dip back into the world of fictionality. My brother took Larry David, so I will take George Costanza.
Oh, man. Oh, the fictional Larry counterpart.
The fictional Larry
Wow,
counterpart.
that is a very good one.
All right.
I'm really tempted to do one more. Should we pick
Go
one
for
more?
it. Let's get a sixth man.
Let's do this. We'll do a 6-man and then we'll call it, okay?
Yeah.
There was one I just wanted to get here. For my sixth and final pick, I'm going to go with Tina Fey.
Oh,
Tina
very
Fey,
nice.
iconic glasses wearer. I love 30 Rock. Really, I think made it more acceptable for women to wear glasses in mainstream society. Kind of had those cat eye glasses, very kind of reflective of the times in which she lived in and was popular. I act like she's dead. She's obviously still alive, but just, was on our television sets, was alive to, us Joe Schmoes on our living room couches. But yes, I think she helped to make glasses very cool, very attractive. So yes, Tina Fey, number 6.
Great pick. I am going to go with who I think is the manliest wearer of the glasses. He wore them to minimize themselves. And a fun fact, a glasses case saved him from an assassination attempt.
Wow.
That is right. I am talking about Teddy Roosevelt.
Wow, that's
Teddy
a great
Roosevelt with those teeny tiny pince-nez glasses, pinching his nose in total denial of wearing glasses. Come on in, TR. You're welcome to wear your glasses here. We even got ones that wrap around your ears, which is actually funny because he was alive during the time where they had glasses that wrapped around your ears, and he chose to wear them.
Yeah,
at
there you go.
The pinch
Hey.
of his nose.
That's fashion, baby. Glasses are fashion, right? All right, I'm going to go through my team. You go through yours, and then
Okay.
we'll hit a couple honorable mentions. I picked Harry Potter, Larry David, John Lennon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Gandhi, and Tina Fey.
A very strong crew.
That is pretty good.
I'm quite partial to my group. I've got Austin Powers, baby. Yeah. I've got Benjamin Franklin. I've got Malcolm X, Steve Jobs, George Costanza, and Teddy Roosevelt.
That's something.
Those are some
No
names.
gals in there at all. Oh,
No
fellas,
gals. See, You took the best one with Tina Fey. I had a few women on here. As I had mentioned, it's not as, iconic maybe to some of their looks. Oprah Winfrey is someone who frequently wears glasses, but you don't necessarily.
Nah.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, yeah. Sure, for sure, Whoopi. She has the John Lennon glasses. Yeah.
Whoopi was, that's an enticing
That's a good
option.
one,
And then Diane Keaton is also known for wearing glasses.
In her later years, for sure. I noticed you also had Rosa Parks on here. That was another good social justice figure you could have gone for. That's a very good one. Again, someone who obviously in all her photos wears glasses, but you just don't associate them with being sort of a glasses wearer for whatever reason.
Yeah, I think it's she doesn't have like frames. Like there's no really frames on the outside, so they very much blend into her face. I have to imagine too, the glasses on her face make the cause, like, it highlights the justice of the cause. It highlights the non-violence of the cause.
I think glasses do that. I think Gandhi, Malcolm X, I think, yes, it's like, I'm coming at you non-violently, peacefully. I think that is a very astute point. It's almost maybe not intentional, but it definitely helps feed the argument.
Yeah, I am making an intellectual point here. We're not going to get into a fight. You wouldn't hit somebody with glasses. Other honorable mentions: Franklin D. Roosevelt is seen often wearing glasses.
Yeah, I don't really associate him necessarily as a permanent glasses wearer, but yeah, fair enough.
There you go. We already name-checked Buddy Holly. Elton John is
known for the colorful glasses, right? Color coordinating. Yeah, he's a big colorful glasses guy. He would have been a good one.
Yeah. Bill Gates.
Yeah, I would take Jobs over him, but certainly just a very pragmatic glasses wearer. Nothing special about his glasses whatsoever.
King of the dork glasses, I would say.
Yes.
Speaking of kings, Larry King.
Yes, great glasses wearer, specifically more in kind of his earlier years, like 80s, 90s. I feel like as he got older, he maybe did them less. Maybe this is a Mandela effect. Did he wear glasses?
I don't think
so. Didn't. The Mandela effect is, did he wear glasses? Yeah, Larry King, another iconic one.
Spike Lee.
Yeah, great one. We mentioned him with Malcolm X.
He's a big, colorful frames guy.
Absolutely.
I would wonder how many pairs of glasses Spike Lee owns.
Well, I would guess at least 24, and I would guess most of them are in New York Knicks orange. Yeah.
There's also E40.
Yes, tiny glasses, hilarious for his look. Big guy, tiny glasses, always a slam dunk.
Really would have been a good one. Kind of a spiritual heir to the Teddy Roosevelt school of wearing glasses, I think. Eminem is sometimes had a phase of wearing glasses.
Yeah.
I put a question mark next to him. Not sure he's really a one. Bernie Sanders, known for wearing glasses.
Just sort of practical, don't really stand out necessarily.
That, I think, also feeds his mantra. Him wearing glasses fits with everything that goes along with his politics. Cornel West, who sort of wears them as a stylistic. He's very much a man out of time.
Yes,
his look.
That is his aesthetic for sure.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you chose. Reggie Jackson, I think, is the true glasses-wearing athlete who is really excellent at their sport.
Fair enough. Kurt Rambis wore glasses as well. He was someone that was occurring to me from those Laker teams, but obviously not as iconic as Kareem.
There you go. And probably the least, this was the cutoff that I had for famous person who wears glasses is Drew Carey.
Yeah, I love Drew Carey. The glasses, I think we talked about him in a previous episode. I forgot the topic of the episode, but he got his glasses from his time in the military. His close hair. Oh, the game show host episode. His close haircut and his glasses all from his military days. So yes, I think he is the cutoff. He is a famous person, but we certainly are less famous than the aforementioned individuals.
Yes, hosting The Price is Right and Whose Line Is It Anyway doesn't really, stand up too mightily against Rosa Parks. All right, so into the fictional characters, we hit quite a few of them. Clark Kent, obviously we mentioned earlier. Velma Dinkley, not Dinklage.
I wanted to do Velma. She has a very iconic glasses wearer. I think she is a progressive glasses wearer. She has given the impression that people with glasses are always losing them and desperately need them. So she's kind of like a traitor to the glasses community. She's dragged us back a little bit. All the progress Larry David and Harry Potter have made, Velma keeps kind of pulling us back into the mud.
She, to me, feels like a character who wears glasses conceived by somebody who does not wear
Yeah,
glasses.
so it's like making fun of people who wear glasses,
Walter White.
Yeah, good one. He, I guess, wears them as Heisenberg. He wears them sometimes.
I'd say more often.
More
than
often
not,
than yeah, that's true. He pretty much always wears them. He has the kind of or maybe not Larry David ones, but they're big and very thin frames.
Yes.
So you see a lot of his face, right? They kind of don't stand in the way of his face and the expressions too much. Not exactly, the nicest, most savory figure in fiction, despite being one of the great characters.
No, I think they do help him, though, give his sort of intellectual bona fides
100%.
in the meth dealing and making community,
He's Heisenberg.
Yeah, that's right. And I think the last one, a fitting person to end it with, probably the sui generis of all glasses wearers. There's one inside of everybody who puts on a pair of glasses. I am talking, of course, of Milhouse Van Houten.
Yes, Milhouse from The Simpsons. Yeah, and anyone who wears glasses has a little Milhouse in them. Will Slade was delighting us between the break with some Milhouse quotes. He saw the name on the list, and we're not going to share those. That's for just us here. We can't give everything away.
Yeah. But this must be the sound that is made when doves cry. I butchered it. I butchered
so
it.
it's
What
the
is-
line. So this is what it's like when doves cry. Isn't that it? That's the line. Yeah. You butchered it.
I
buddy.
butchered
You
it.
butchered it.
A perfect episode, except for this.
Yeah, that's a
last
shame.
moment.
That's a shame. It was almost iconic.
All right, wrap it up.
All right. Please subscribe, comment, leave a rating. Send questions, comments, or big idea suggestions to our business email, flynnbrospod@gmail.com. Thank you to our producer, Will Milhouse Slade. And we'll see you next time on the Flynn Brothers podcast. Take care, buddy.
No, buddy, you take care.